Hey everyone. So I'm going to open up about my sorry, my dog was acting a whole. Um I'm going to open up about my first day at New York Comic Con. You already know if you watched the pre-show video, the pre-show thoughts video. I was feeling a bit pessimistic about my what my experience is going to be once I reach New York Comic Con. And at first, when I got there, my the adrenaline was flowing a bit because there were just so many people there. I was hyped as hell, and I was just I don't know, just the excitement finally got to the top. Like it finally hit me that I was at New York Comic Con, and we everything started pretty late. I went to the Batman special edition, um, no, excuse me, Batman limited edition stamps reveal for the United States Postal Service, and it was actually really kind of awesome. But they asked us to be there like 30 minutes early, and they were really late. I don't know why. I don't even care. Everybody was just pretty peeved because they had the press waiting in the line for like the longest, and they let some other people through who just came. I guess they were like really special people. I don't know, but it kind of pissed the press off because we were most of us were waiting there for at least an hour, so that kind of set off the tone. But the day did get better. Jim Lee and Dan DiDio, they are artists for Batman. If you don't already know, they are so nice. Like they aren't rude. They don't treat you like crap. They don't push you out the way. Like like they have something better to do. Especially Jim Lee. He was really nice. He looked you in your eye and talked. He looked. He was genuinely interested in what you had to say. I don't know if he's just like a really great actor, but he was really nice. You know, he took pictures with people, and if people missed photos because they had like a guy dressed as Batman there, and then they had Jim Lee, Dan DiDio, and a couple other guys I can't remember right now, but yeah, he took photo ops and people were like, wait, we didn't get it. And he actually stood there. He was like, okay. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. He went back and he took the pictures. So um, I was kind of enamored by him because he's possibly one of the nicest celebrities. I guess you would call him a celebrity, at least in the geek world. He was one of the nicest celebrities that I've ever met. Um, let's see what else happened. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't know what it is. Um, but anyway, I was pretty surprised. As let me tell you something. The experience as someone that is press is like way different. What I am used to so far as a person of press, they give you free passes, but you're press. The pass kind of pays for itself because what we do is basically hype up everything that happened during the event, whether it's through tweeting, through blogging, through vlogging, and social any other social media posts. They basically any of that basically pays for the free ticket that they give you. And of course, as the info gets out there, as the hype train builds speed, more people buy tickets, and they've become very aware of the event. you need certain things um, in order to hype up the event. One of the main things you would need is actual internet. Before we get to the internet, now like I said, I'm used to certain things. They have a set Wi-Fi. Usually, they would have events, not just New York Comic Con. No, just events would have set Wi-Fi for the press to use so that they can post and tweet and do whatever right away. Again, let's put that to the side. When I got to the press area, there were like no dedicated power strips for people to charge their phones or to charge their laptops or anything like that. They didn't even have that. People were literally waiting in line to plug in their phones, and a lot of people were sitting with their hands under their ass, just chilling. Like, I can't believe that they don't have a power source for us to actually charge our phones and our laptops. And it's important not just because of the posting for New York Comic Con. It's Comic Con. I keep Comi. I don't know. I feel like I'm like missing the C. Maybe I'm saying it. Whatever. Um, it's important that we don't have dead phones so that we can communicate with our teams. And I was able to literally crawl up under a table and find unused two unused outlets that nobody happened to see. So I'm sitting there and I'm on my computer. I'm on my laptop that my sister loaned me. I asked the guy, and he goes, "No." I asked the guy, "Do we have Wi-Fi? What's the password to the Wi-Fi?" Because this is the assumption. And last year, even when I was in VIP, they gave you free Wi-Fi. Oh no, you're not. You guys are not getting free Wi-Fi this year. Okay, so how are we supposed to post about the event? Because that's what journalists do whenever they come from panels or they come from interviews. They sit there, they jump on their laptops, they put their if they did a tape recorder, they have it there, and they have it playing in the ear so they can like transcribe it and post it. How are we supposed to post anything if you guys don't have any internet? Oh, well, you can buy the internet. I think it's like $30 for you to get like a weekend pass. And everybody was like, yeah, fucking right. Like, we're really gonna spend $30 on internet. But let me tell you about Jacob Jav's internet. The reason why nobody wants to really pay $30 for it is because they really don't keep up with their internet there, like as far as the maintenance. The internet is really horrible. Like, it's really really horrible. You'll pay $30, and then imagine a couple thousand other people paying $30 to get on a shitty server, and yeah, thousands of people on that same weak ass server. You'll never get anything done. Nothing. Nada. So tomorrow I have this app called PDA Net. I'll just basically download it on my computer and go from there. It was it's just really upsetting, more so than the internet. Because I could deal with that. Okay, so I can't post until later. Yes, it's really, really inconvenient to not be able to post because thoughts are fresh in your head, and even with your notes, you could just go right up and you're like, oh yeah, I'm feeling it. Because when you write, sometimes you get on fire and then you start remembering everything. No. Um, what's more convenient, inconvenient, excuse me. What's more inconvenient is the fact they didn't even have any power strips for us to charge anything. So everybody was kind of like up on each other, like breathing on each other's necks Uh, is there any open outlets? Are you finished charging? Do you know what? Just can maybe you like let me know whenever you finish charging? Can you do that? I was like, oh my gosh, please. They've got to do better than this. Even the staff was like, I wonder why they didn't have internet because this is like really, really ridiculous. It's important for the press to send out, news to the internet to other readers and let them know you guys are missing out on an awesome event. But yeah, that's not happening. And even though the people that paid the $30 to use the internet over the weekend, apparently Jacob Javits, their internet was down anyway, so it's kind of like you paid the money for nothing. And I don't think you get your money back anyway. So yeah, of that's another waste of time. The you know, I feel like I have so much to say, but it's just I don't know. I've just been overwhelmed with disappointment as far as how they didn't have everything set up. Um, it's just it's disorganized this year, but it's a lot better than last year. I will say that. But then again, it's Thursday. It's the first day. Thursday reminded me, a Capcom employee and I, of 2000 and 2011 when barely anybody knew about what New York Comic Con was. You went there, you could go all 3 days. It was 3 days back then. You can go 3 days without having to feel like you're being smothered. And it was just amazing. Now New York Comic Con is like just extremely stressful. Today was the first day. So I was able to kind of like walk around. But as the day progressed, more people got out of work and they came to the event. So you had more people kind of just like schlepping around and people stopping in mid stride to take pictures, or people, cosplayers, stopping in the middle of the aisle and just like posing and stuff. And it's not really their fault because if you have an awesome costume, you have an awesome costume, but it does slow up things. Let's see. I am just so tired. Today had me really beat. I did get to play. I got to play Resident Evil Revelations 2. It looks really, really good, but I do have some qualms. So I'm gonna write that up, and I'm going to post it in the description whenever I finish it, which will probably be in the morning because I'm gonna take my ass to bed. I played Monster Hunter for Ultimate. Amaze balls. If you have not played Monster Hunter, this is probably the one you want to get. If there is any time for you to get a Monster Hunter game, it is now or whenever it comes out. Pre-order it. I've got some videos on Zombie Gamer Online that show what Monster Hunter for Ultimate is like, and I've been playing it for years. I've been playing it since it was out on the PSP. It was out on the PlayStation 2, but since it was out on the PSP, that's when I've been playing it. And it's just been one of my favorite series of all time. I'm like a loyal Monster Hunter fan. So definitely look out for that. I did not get the, you know, when I was so many years I've been to Comic Con, and I find myself strolling up and down the aisles and trying to find things to buy and greeting people. This time I was kind of just like, yeah, I got my main stuff out the way. And I just strolled up and down aisles. And I'm like, yeah, that's nice. This is great. I think I've seen this before. Hmm. It's getting late. Maybe I should head home. That's pretty much how I felt at the end of the day. And I said to myself I was going to wait until Sunday to pick up some goodies. I don't know. I didn't really see anything that I wanted to buy. And a lot of the things that I did want to buy, I couldn't afford. So, yeah, it was just I don't know, it was just kind of a blase day for me. Oh my gosh. So the McFarlane Toys came out with these new The Walking Dead toys. They are fantastic. I wouldn't say they're toys, but they look like you basically can build a replica of scenes in The Walking Dead. Yeah, yeah. And they're realistic. So the closer you get, the more details you see. They're reasonably priced. Reasonably priced. You can put things together and you can you can, not kind of, but you can customize how you want everything to look. You can buy individual pieces, you can buy whole sets, you can put it all together. I know that what I plan to do when I get my condo next year, I'm just gonna have like a whole gaming room, and in the corner, I'm just going to have a huge scene, a huge fight scene, the prison fight scene, and then I'm going to find a small replica of the fish tank that had the zombie heads in it that the governor had. Supposedly, it has lights, so that should be awesome. Hmm. Yeah. Um, what else? What else was exciting at Comic Con? I'm telling you, like I was just so underwhelmed. I don't know what to think about it. I don't know what to say. Like I wasn't hyped. I feel like I had seen everything before. I don't know if I, nothing is new. Nothing is new for me. The costume, there were some really great cosplays. Some really great cosplays. There was some shade thrown at Yaya Han, and I was surprised because it came from a dude. So I'm online waiting for Jim Lee's autograph, and this guy says, "Oh, I saw Yaya Han. Her Photoshop is on point." And I like completely lost my shit and with laughter because I was not expecting from it, because you know how like some guys are like, oh my gosh, your titties are so big. Oh, like, because guys don't care if they're like fake or not. They just like, whatever. They're big tits, right? And he went on to talk about how like her breasts have these weird blue veins on them, and he's just like, I would just rather look at her pictures and imagine she looks like that. And I was just so done. Speaking of famous cosplayers, okay, so this chick named Stella Chu. What happened was, at the moment that I stepped up, I saw her trying to pass out some flyers for her cosplay burlesque event. And they, every time she tried to pass out to somebody, they would say no thank you, kind of like, typical New York shit, like you see flyers, you kind of just like, you dodge, and you do your whole like matrix thing, you just like dodge people with flyers and mixtapes. So she's passing out, and people were like, no, 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 thank you. So I felt bad. I had planned to go to her cosplay party anyway, but yeah, I walked up to her, and I held, out my hand, and she kind of just like, looked through me. When you look at somebody, but you're not looking through them, you're not really looking at them. So I'm like, I hope homegirl is not trying to ignore me. Okay, because I'm pretty hard to ignore. I'm 6 feet tall. So I said, no, you know what? I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. And she sees this guy and she's like, hey, you wanna come to my event? And the guy's like, no, no, thank you. Like, he gave her like the brush off. No, no, thank you. I'm not. So I stepped up to her. I was like, sure, hi, I'll take a flyer. She goes, throws the flyer in my hand and turns her back. So I'm like, wow, that's not cool at all. Now, any money that I was gonna spend at her event, because I'd actually planned to purchase VIP tickets, out the door. I was actually thinking of um, trying to get people in a New York Comic Con group to come with me to the event. Like, oh, let's show some support. Let's go there. She seems to have really cool costumes because I spotted her at the special edition convention earlier this year, and I didn't get a chance to speak to her, but her costume was pretty cool. Yeah, that wasn't. No, that's not cool. So, that was kind of a turnoff for me, whether you're having a bad day or not. What I got from that experience is my interpretation of it was you aren't a guy. And I felt like she was aiming more for men, which at the time when I walked up, she seemed to be more aiming to give flyers to men. I guess she knows who she's targeting, and maybe some cosplayers may think that men will spend more money, and men are more interested in events like that. I don't know. I don't know what her thought process was, but that's what I interpreted it as, and I was completely turned off from it. I don't want to give her that much of leeway and say maybe she was having a bad day because she was smiling up in dudes' faces when she was trying to give them flyers. So, I mean, I don't know. Weird. I don't know. I don't know. It was really weird. Um, Whatever the case is, um, I would, I now don't want to buy her pictures. I don't want to support in any way because I don't like for people to treat others like that. Had I have had a good experience with that, I would have totally shouted her out and give her some play, maybe try to give her an interview. I'm not that it's not like I'm not some big journalist or something like that, at least not yet. But just to show some support. And now it's just like, no, fuck that. And you're not getting any of my money, you're not getting any of my time. So I felt, I don't know, maybe just today wasn't my day. Maybe today wasn't my day. Um maybe tomorrow will be better. But my first day at New York Comic Con, it wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the greatest. What I'm interested in is seeing how the rest of the weekend is going to play out when there's more people. So I will be wearing my sneakers. I will be having my blinders on, and I will probably be spending most of my time in the press lounge writing posts that I can't even really post. Writing articles that I can't post. That sounds better. Writing articles that I can't even post because there's no internet in Jacob Javits for the press unless you pay $30. That for internet that everybody else has access to. So you have super slow internet, and it's probably better off that you don't have any internet whatsoever because the internet there is really, really that bad. Like you can barely get a phone connection. But yeah, that's my first day at New York Comic Con. I don't know. I'm gonna go through this weekend and do my very best to not be so pessimistic. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Usually, when things like this happen, it kind of just sets the whole vibe the of the event. I don't know.